Pain.
Suffering.
Takes my pain away. That's a cool song.
Yeah, it's really good. I think I like ours better.
What am I going to say?
Are you still screwing with that phone?
I'm sorry. Tiny's case is very just bulky.
It's robust and rugged, just like the man himself.
Robust, rugged phone case?
Yeah.
That's the weirdest Westerner I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean, I was called a girth brother today, so.
Oh my gosh. That's the best thing that I've had come into my brain in a long time. Please welcome to the stage, everyone, Girth Brooks. I got friends in low places.
I'm just saying, it came with a girth certificate.
When's its girth day?
November 22nd.
You should have seen everybody in the room look at Marcus for the next response, and nothing came.
Oh, was it my turn?
We need some girth from you, please.
Oh. Sorry. All ball.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dane Holland, and there can only be two.
I'm Austin Shazam Pfeiffer, and are you strong enough to be the one victor?
I'm Marcus, the guild navigator known as I'm Electric Man.
I'm Austin Tiny Zent, and this is not the greatest segment in the world. This is only a tribute.
But this is the best podcast in the world. Well, in this room of this house. And it's called Nerd It Through the Grapevine, a podcast where four best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture.
And we've all seen Dune.
All four of us have.
We've all seen it.
Yes.
So we can talk about it now.
This
right?
is I think this
Thank
is the
goodness.
first time in the Grapevine history that all of us have seen a recent movie besides the Star Wars.
Yeah.
There may be spoilers. Just
Yeah,
throwing
I'd say
that in
so.
there.
I'd say
just
so.
in case, so we're not surprising nobody.
Yeah, if you've been
Yeah.
clamoring to see this movie, you might want to skip ahead 15 minutes.
And then come back to us after you watch the movie.
That sounded
Yeah.
dirty.
So press fast forward at the sound of the fart.
So for me, I thought it was an interesting fact that it was kind of like the most anticipated movie of 2 different years. It just got pushed back because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a neat little fact right off the get-go.
Because it wasn't just something everyone was looking forward to one year because it was coming out the next. It was, this movie's coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it's not.
Right.
This movie's coming out this year.
Right.
And it did.
Well, yeah, finally. So I don't know. First of all, you maybe just want to go and talk about how y'all felt about it. I thought I liked it, but I'll talk more about it in a minute.
Should we do just like initial reaction? Just like
Yeah, because I've seen it twice, and I definitely had different experiences on different viewings. And HBO has this weird thing, because I did watch it on HBO, not in theaters.
Same.
So I don't know, the mix, the dialogue wasn't mixed all that great. So I had to go put on the subtitles. I just think that's HBO, because none of my other apps do that.
Without subtitles, that movie, like even in the theater, like I needed subtitles because you hear words that kind of sound like other words because they're made up words.
Right.
And to see them spelled out, it helps out so much more.
Absolutely.
the only thing that is the saving grace of that for my house is the fact that the television has a mode on it in which I program into it that is a vocal seeker.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's on the vocal track of what's coming through, then they will enhance the audio on it. And that's the only thing that saves me from stuff like that.
I did not know about this setting on my viewing, so I watched it the same way you did, Marcus, which was just really loud until people spoke, and then it got really quiet.
Yes.
Show off.
Anyway, so on my first viewing, I think that definitely hindered it a lot because I missed details.
Hold on. What about my opinion?
Oh, yeah.
Is my opinion not valid anymore?
It is.
Yeah.
It's the most important. That's why we were
Absolutely.
saving it.
Sorry, I had to put my eyes back on. I can't talk without my glasses. Anyway, I enjoyed the movie, but Also, I watched on HBO. I didn't seem to have that issue, but I've got good ears apparently. But I will say the whole movie felt like a big lead up to something.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, it's obviously the first in what, a 10-book series?
6.
Okay, I knew it was something like that. So obviously,
It's actually the first. It's actually just half of the first book.
Yeah, I
Maybe
felt
not even
like
half.
I felt like there was no way that was all the first book because
No.
there was no real climax nor resolution.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt that way. But I mean, like Dane said earlier, well, they did announce the sequel, so we do know we're getting another one. But just because of the way it released and everything was so strange, they never greenlit it until everybody got excited about it when it was finally released. But what were we just?
Speaking of greenlighting it, just to preface the whole Dune thing with the movie, it was kind of weird how they were like, I don't know, you gotta, if people don't go to the theater to watch this, it may not get a second one. It may not get a chance to have a second movie if it doesn't do well enough in theaters. So make sure you go to the theater and pay to watch it there instead of watching it at home on HBO.
Right.
It was going to get a second movie.
Yeah.
It's the most
Probably a marketing
famous
strategy.
sci-fi book of all time. And
Well, first of all, we should talk about how just simply how the movie looks.
yeah.
The look of the movie, I think, is literally probably its most standout feature. It's one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen. It looks awesome.
Yes. And to be in a desert, that's impressive.
Yeah, and all the space shots and the spaceships. It was just, that part was great to me.
Finding myself in the movie during its darker sequences, like when the witches are around. The sisters just and let me give a big old hand clap to Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically a character in the movie.
Because every time that those ladies were even a whisper of them around, like he altered the mood. Like even if they were just speaking about these ladies, like even like if something wasn't super intense happening, and then they were started talking about these people, like the mood in the music would change because of how sinister he's drawing out these witches to be. And I'm just, I don't know. That drew me into the movie so deep that I'm sitting there just like actually getting like chills.
Well, see, that's really good because my first watch, I'm also thinking about like new people who are new to the world, new to the setup of it, and that's good that you got that because the Bene Gesserit, those witches that you're talking about, are like extremely powerful, extremely talented. Like they have many abilities, let's say, and they kind of rule from the shadows. You know, they have these schemes within schemes that go centuries long. And, you know, I'm glad that you got that from the music because that's one of the details for me that I really wish that we could have got more of because as beautiful as the movie was, I feel like there was just certain details about the story that kind of got lost in the huge spectacle. And part of it would be like the Bene Gesserit. I mean, but here, another thing is I've read the book and it's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. And on second viewing, I picked up on a lot more of the dialogue that at least hints at some of these details, but they just didn't really make it concrete sometimes for me. And so therefore, I feel like sometimes it came off as a little stereotypical, especially with Paul sometimes.
Of the books that you have read that have movie adaptations of them, what is your favorite you've seen?
Well, I mean, probably Lord of the Rings, but it depends on what you're asking. Are you asking like faithful adaptation?
I'm talking like if you're reading the book and you can actually see that playing out the way the movie's going. Like, is Dune compared? Because I know Lord of the Rings, that's like one of the reasons it's most like critically acclaimed for all this stuff is because it's such a good interpretation of it. But does Dune measure up?
Dune is an extremely faithful adaptation. Yes.
Cool.
And that is one thing that I also applaud it for. It was very faithful. And some of the ideas that I'm talking about, some of these details I'm talking about are extremely hard to portray on screen. Like the voice, for example. The voice is not a spell that she's casting. It's
a show on NBC. That's where you cast your vote to decide who's going to be this season.
Her people, the Bene Gesserit, they're all female. No males are allowed in the Bene Gesserit. Well, right, but that's actually was against their wishes.
Yeah.
Jessica,
which they did say in the movie.
See, my point is completely moot because y'all seem to be picking up on these things, and I'm really glad because that's why the second time I watched the movie, it improved for me because the hints of those details were there. But
Yeah, because as the lead Bene Gesserit was leaving, she was kind of getting on to Jessica, like,
Right.
this goes against our wishes or whatever,
Right.
or our orders. Like if you having a son,
Right. She
and
was supposed to
teaching
have
him
a
the
daughter.
ways. Yeah, she
Right.
could have a son, but she couldn't teach him the ways,
Right.
and she did anyway.
But I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, but I'm going to say it.
we already warned.
I know,
Oh,
but
you missed
warned-
the book.
Or maybe future movies. I mean,
Nah, if they're already listening to spoilers, they're into spoiler theory too. So go
mean-
ahead.
okay, well, the Bene Gesserit, they have control over, or they're trying to breed a male Bene Gesserit.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
They
pretty
did
clear in the
mention
movie.
that in the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it
they
was
mentioned
almost like a prophecy.
Right.
And it's Lady Jessica, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, my
she
apologies.
she seems to think that Paul will fulfill that role,
Right.
which is probably why he's allowed to live and went through
Exactly.
the hand box test.
Well, if he hadn't passed that, I don't think he
Well,
would
yeah,
have been
no,
allowed to live.
because she said, you know, if you don't pass this, you're gonna die. Here's this thing I'm holding by your neck. I will kill you with it.
And the thing that I was so glad to see in the movie, and I'm glad that we're talking about it in a spoiler zone because I can just not hold back. I loved how they talked about it when the Bene Gesserit was like, you know, the culmination of all the different bloodlines and all of the different, you know, the talents and this and that. And they talked about this, and then they show these visions in a non-linear pattern of like it's progressive. You can either see a determined future or it's a one of many possibilities that this guy's connected to. He's also connected to the past. He's connected
Yes.
he's connected to the spirit of it all, the beginning. He's connected to the future, the possibilities of it. That's what and bold statement, boys. That's what draws me into this harder than Star Wars, and I think I enjoy it a little bit more.
Whoa,
Well, and Star Wars definitely was inspired by the books.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And well, things like the voice, like that's kind of like a precursor to the Jedi mind trick or
And
something.
spice, like the importance of spice, because
Right.
I mean, spice runners and things in Star Wars too. They
Right.
even took the same word.
Desert planet hero.
Right,
But
yeah.
the thing about it is, I was worried on my first watch that Paul was kind of coming off as like this kind of stereotypical chosen one. And so I'm glad you said what you said too, because it's making me, like I said, think that maybe it's just I was too worried about new viewers like coming to this movie and getting behind it.
Yeah.
Because it seems like y'all at least picked up on a lot of these details that I was worried if they conveyed properly enough. Because to me, it's not really a chosen one. You know what I mean?
No,
And
he has-
there's no commentary on like what that would be like in real life, like that chosen one archetype. We've seen that a million times.
Yeah.
Herbert was very aware of that, and there was commentary on like what the socioeconomic implications of a person like that would be. And I just didn't feel like that there was any of that. He didn't deal with the movie didn't deal with those kinds of heavy things.
I think the issue with that would be that all of that is almost just within the background of what they're having to focus on these main stories, these main characters, and within the background you have to watch the people because you know he gets to this planet and the people are just welcoming him and worshiping him because they've already heard rumors from the Bene Gesserit that the one is coming.
So they have seeded like her you know the Bene Gesserit witches have seeded those myths centuries ago in order to be able to take advantage of that later.
Which is
that's
brilliant.
exactly. And that's what makes Paul so cool to me. And even as he gains power, and remember in the desert scene where he sees that crusade in his name, this universal war that will break out of fanatic followers, you know, that is like one of the things that drives the novel. It drives Paul to become even more powerful than he already is, and you know he try to change that outcome. But it just it's one of those things that haunts the future that he's seen glimpses of. And I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to spoil too much for the next movie.
Just based on what I've seen of the movie, my quick little takes. I don't really like the look of the spaceships. Some of them look dumb. Some of them look really cool. One looks like a bloated tick. I don't like that one. It was the one that the Harkonnens.
Harkonnen?
Yeah, the Harkonnen. It was one of their ships. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. They did a really good job with the villain because the whole time that the Baron's on screen, I'm like, fuck this guy, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Well, and that's one of the other details. There's nothing said about that like centuries old blood feud between him and the Atreides house. Like this is an old feud.
The only time
It's
it's
coming to a
mentioned-
head
Yeah.
right here.
It's mentioned once at the table, like
Right.
whenever the Baron is sitting over
the Duke.
Duke Leto.
Duke Leto. Yeah, he does mention their blood feud for so long, but it's real quick. And
Right.
It's just right in that moment.
And did you notice he says cousin?
Yes, he does say cousin.
That's actually a reveal that kind of shocked me because it seems like one of those that they would say for the second movie.
I liked how creepy the Baron was because he's paralyzed and he's got those robotics that are built into his body that allow him to hover.
Well, I think you're making
Suspensors is what they call them in the
assumptions
books. They made some necessary changes to the Baron in the movies, but the Baron was so morbidly obese that he had to have those suspensors in the book. So I don't know. I think they did a very good job at portraying him as well. But like I said, just tiny details that I really wish they'd had added. But y'all made me feel a lot better about it, and I'm so excited for the second movie because I think they're going to have opportunities to kind of go a little bit more in depth with some of these bigger concepts.
And the thing that I kind of I've never read the books, but the thing that I wish that they would, I hope they addressed in the books, was the fact that if he does end up bringing some kind of extreme change or some kind of ruining of the Bene Gesserit's plan, that he is a creation of their design and it is all their fault. Because if they would have just let him live his life, he would have never discovered and tapped into the latent abilities that he had inside of him. Latent
yes.
abilities. Yeah.
Latent abilities.
That's actually a very good observation, and yes, it definitely does
Yeah.
deal with that. The books definitely deal with that.
Fantastic.
But another thing, they kind of nerfed Paul a little bit. Paul's becomes, I don't think it's too big of a spoiler to say, Paul becomes very powerful, extremely freaking powerful. But they also nerfed him a little bit because he's actually, remember at the beginning of the movie, Thur for Hawat, he like the guy that rolls his eyes at the back of his head and does these calculations like a computer would?
Yes.
So Paul's actually being trained as a Mentat as well.
Is that what that one guy was?
Yes.
Okay.
And so he's not only is he the product of this bloodline genetic breeding experiment, the Bene Gesserit training, which they call it the way in the movie, in the books it's called the weirding way. And so there's like a fighting technique to it as well. It's all about controlling your body like on a molecular level and stuff.
Like the Force. I mean, that's
Kind of.
yeah. I mean,
A lot like that, yeah.
Dadgummit,
I will
George.
say, I thought it was really cool the effect that they would put on the voice of the person when they was using the voice.
Yes.
It was really cool. And I might be in the minority here. I didn't think the Bene Gesserit was creepy at all. I thought they were really cool.
I thought they were cool too. Absolutely. I love the shot of Jessica getting blown by the wind and the rain, and that just those lights coming down and those witches coming out. Beautiful. Such a beautiful movie.
Oh, the thing that I didn't think they were actually creepy. Like, I thought that the music just kind of set their tone to kind of have that sinister edge.
It kind of did. I mean,
they were obviously like shadowy witch figures.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Which
they would,
gave that off pretty well.
dress in a sundress or something instead of like, we are the shadows, we are old women, we are.
well, I mean, Lady Jessica was a member of the Bene Gesserit, and she didn't dress like that.
Yeah, but
Even when they were moving planets, she had like golden colors on her. She wasn't all black.
She's also
out.
got to play the part of being a part of this basically royal family.
But but she lives her life according to the Bene Gesserit from what I've seen in the movie. So you would think that her wardrobe would be according, like
But
it
they're
might
not married.
be finer.
But remember, she says he says I should have married you. They're not actually married.
Yeah.
So
she's not
maybe that's
really a member of royalty anyway. Then
Yeah, but definitely like Duncan Idaho, which is Jason Momoa, and Gurney Halleck, which was what's his name, Josh Brolin. So they're like, they treat her as such. They treat her as the Duke's. I mean, concubine, I guess, would be her official title, maybe, which is a word that you should get familiar with in Dune. But where was I going with it? Well, and another detail, which I don't know if it's necessary in the movies, and I don't know if it's true in the movies, but in the books, a lot of people in the galaxy are addicted to the spice, and once you come off the spice, you're gone. Like, you're gonna die.
They never even really mentioned what the spice was.
Right.
They just
Until the
said
end, I think
there's
he did.
spice and we harvest it.
And it's a hallucinogen. They definitely said that for
I
the
thought-
people of the courts. And did they mention that it was necessary for navigating space as well?
Yeah, for lights.
I must have
Well,
missed those details.
So the guild navigators, they use the spice to be able to kind of be prescient and to see the future, to be able to know which pathways to take
Yeah.
through the stars.
Yeah, they mentioned that.
So they're reliant upon spice as well.
Yeah, it's used in two different ways because the people of the natives of the planet use
Right.
it as a hallucinogen and also kind of like their way of life. You know, it has a lot to do with that. And then the higher society, if you want to say, or whatever, they're like, no, this is how we get across like space lanes to be able to travel at light speed to other places.
And all these things will become very important as the plot moves forward.
I'm sure.
At least, judging from the books.
What do they season their food with?
Well, they actually call it a spice diet. Even the Fremen who live on and that's another thing. I wish we'd got a little bit more about that. I wish we just got a little bit more of basically all the details.
I can agree with
that. What's life like for them? Because everything, there's just so much spice intake. And, the ones with the bluer eyes have been exposed for even longer because it'll like overtake even the whites of your eyes.
Oh, so is that why their eyes are blue?
Yeah.
Yes,
Did
the
you watch
spice-
the movie?
I did. I feel like I need to watch it
You
again.
said you heard it.
You
better
definitely
than
need to
any
watch
of
it
us
again
did.
because
apparently I've missed so many details here.
Oh, yeah.
Me too. I had the exact same experience. Definitely watch it twice. Watch it with the subtitles on, and try to pick up on those because some of the word, it seems so vague. Like what she's saying. She's saying the mind who can bridge time and space. It's like, okay, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, the first time I watched it, I was like, give me more.
Yeah.
But then watching again, they've laid the groundwork. They've definitely laid the groundwork. It's just that movie 2, I'm sure, is going to attempt to be an even bigger spectacle. And so I'm hoping that we can really pump some details in there to really make it come to life.
Well, usually like something like this, the second movie is a lot more for people really interested in it already. Like
Right.
it's the ones so they're like, okay, we can get deeper now. We've laid this baseline for everybody. If it's not your thing, you're not going to care about the second movie. But if it is, we can get a lot more specific
Right.
and complicated.
Well, and they've talked
'cause you're
about doing
already
a spin-off TV series about the Bene Gesserit called The Sisterhood of Dune.
Really?
Yes, which was a novel, I
Book
believe.
or- yeah.
I think it was a whole series because I know that there was the Dune series, then a couple of other series in the Dune verse.
Yeah. So that's, we live in an age of these cinematic universes. And if we're going that way with this kind of art style and stuff, I'm really down for that.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice change of pace, kind of from the Marvel and DC.
It absolutely is.
Uber CGI stuff. There was obviously a lot of CGI in that movie,
yeah.
but so tastefully done.
Are you telling me there's not all them real spaceships out there? Why you gotta just crush my hopes and dreams like that?
I'd be interested to see what
So,
that
yeah.
director can do with a Star Wars title.
Dude.
That would be
right. Like just kind of reimagine the style of it.
because surely this has to like put his name out there for them to be like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he's already kind of regarded as one of the best directors on planet Earth right now.
gotcha.
And so I think that's such a great mix. I mean, having that guy do a title, an IP such as Dune, I think we're in for a treat for
Means
sure.
a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Bay did a fantastic job directing this film.
But yeah, we need more movies like Dune, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
I agree.
I just don't know if we have the strength to actually accomplish just like the work that goes into making a movie like that.
God.
Just
An
because,
army.
Just
of
because
people.
the thing that is the ultimate strength builder is the fat grips, hand grips
Fat grips.
with a Z. Fat grips.
Well, duh.
Fat grips, the ultimate arm builder.
Okay.
This is a non-paid sponsorship by Fat Grips, the ultimate arm builder.
Thanks for nothing, Fat Grips.
You see, Fat Grips, I'm doing a physique show next year. I've mentioned it a little bit, but I've not really fully made it clear. I'm doing a physique show to where I'm doing an actual bodybuilding show. It's where you lean yourself down. You've built yourself up to a certain point. You lean yourself down to a certain body percent fattage. And, well, let me smack my mouth.
Yeah, Daddy.
A
See,
body
Poppy.
percent fattage.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a really fun mix up. The body fat percentage. And you display yourself to see if your anatomy has beat the other human anatomy you're standing next to.
So Basically, it's a wiener measuring contest.
Actually,
No, it's a fattage measuring contest.
Yeah, it's a fattage measuring contest, you sack of shit.
It's like golf. The lower score wins.
So does the winner get a girth certificate?
Yes, they get one complimentary with their free sword that they win for winning the competition.
Yes.
This was actually a product that was the winner of Men's Health Magazine's Fitness Award for 2021, the bodybuilding.com workout accessory of the year. I felt like it was the weirdest thing to stumble upon. Like scientific research and clinical research, I guess if you want to say it that, if you're including like sports clinics, show that a fatter grip on a bar, like a wider grip as far as like what your hand's girth can hold, activates more muscle fibers within your forearms and your biceps. So if you're doing your exercises with these, you actually can activate more muscle fibers in your forearms and your biceps, building stronger arms.
All because you're grabbing a wider pole.
Can you repeat that?
So, I mean, I've got a really big hand. So,
Like a flush?
yeah, like a flesh. My hand is made of flesh. And so if I grab girthier things, I get bigger muscles.
That's what the research shows, and the internet has no reason to lie to me.
Marcus,
No, it really doesn't.
And
you know what you got to do.
and these
No, I don't.
and it's not like these awards are actually like prestigious awards. I just think it's a pretty cool mention, and it's also really weird that they're like these little like foam / gel combo things you just stretch over the outside of a barbell to make them thicker, just so you're having to hold on to something that's wider, and it is. There's science behind it, and it's I think it's kind of weird. But the thing about it is, it would build up your grip strength, and it would make you even more deadly.
Made you?
No, I said make you. It'd make you.
There was a D in there.
I have had mead aplenty, and I shared with you. I am not smacking
You
my mouth
still
anymore.
have to smack the mouth when the mouth needs smacking.
Smash me smacking.
Yes, Daddy.
So, if you're holding onto a spear, you need a stronger grip strength. So I would suggest you use
Is that a euphemism?
No, I was just thinking that you'd need the fat grips if you're going to succeed in the Deadliest Warrior television show. Does anybody remember Deadliest Warrior?
Is that the one where they like pitted things against other things, like, you know, a Green Beret versus Spetsnaz?
1,000% yes.
Okay, now I remember.
okay, me too.
It's like a Spartan versus.
In my head,
don't
I
know.
seen Ninja Warrior first. I'm like, that's not what he's talking about.
Deadliest Warrior is a television program in which information and historical or modern warriors and their weapons are used to determine which of them is the deadliest based upon tests performed during each episode. So basically, you're having like known weapons to these different classes of, I guess, warriors is what we'll use in heavy quotation. They could be soldiers, they could be, they could be ninjas, they could be samurai, they could be Shaka Zulu. I mean, it's
Berserker.
So you've got the episodes list as such: Apache versus Gladiator, Viking versus Samurai, Spartan versus Ninja.
Stupid matchup.
They
They had some stupid matchups. They were totally different fighting styles. Spartans were in your face, beat you up, kill you, and do their thing. Ninjas would like sneak up, hit you, run away. That you can't.
That's part of the point of the show.
Match up people,
But they
that have
want
such
to,
different styles.
Yeah,
But
but to say,
they-
do we give him a whole like mansion that's like no power? Because then the ninja wins. But if you just put them in a circle pit,
Well, they pit them against each other in ways to where they're actually going to be in circumstances to where the ninja has to use that stealth ability. Does it succeed? Like, it's almost like a roll of chance for the way they've calculated this stuff. I mean, it's not like it's dead science. It's just, well, if they were under this circumstance right here and he was walking in front of this bush and there was a ninja behind this bush and he threw that poison dart right into the back of his calf right there, but then that calf actually had a protective plate over it because he was having this kind of, well, it looks like they're going to have a brawl now fist to fist because in Deadliest Warrior, you're going to have a pirate versus a knight. And you're going to
Also
have
stupid.
the Yakuza versus the Mafia.
That one's good.
Green Berets versus Spetsnaz, like he said, or Spetsnaz, or
Spetsnaz.
Spetsnaz,
Spit, spit, nose.
Spitsnot, The Shaolin monks versus the Maori warriors. That's an island kind of clan thing. William Wallace versus Shaka Zulu. Or the IRA versus the Taliban. Not the IRA, just IRA versus the Taliban.
I was thinking IRS in my mind. I'm just thinking about all these people with suits and briefcases.
The Irish Republican Army.
The IRA. Okay. You act like there's like 17.
No, I mean, like when I think
not the IRA, just IRA.
Oh no, when I think the IRA, I think about that thing that you put your money into that you're having to actually
Roth
save.
IRA.
Who?
A Roth IRA.
Is it Roth or Routh?
It's Roth.
Roth.
It's
R-O-T-H.
R-O-T-H. Oh, okay.
IRA.
So not the Superman actor.
No.
Okay. But I just remember watching these, and they do matches as well as a part of their Back for Blood special. Ancient matches, including the Apache, the Samurai, the Spartan, the Shaolin Monk, William Wallace. They recant a lot of these characters, and they'll put them up against other characters.
It's like a show making like roundtable nerd talk into an actual thing.
And they use ballistics tests. They use the ballistics dummies, which I've already talked about Forged in Fire on here before. And Forged in Fire does a great job with their use of the ballistics dummies to show what the knives would actually do to a human body if it's piercing it like this. Mm-hmm. So you've got them using all those ancient weapons like they would be using with the ninja, or William Wallace with his giant claymore.
The show was for cool ninja shit, the mall ninja shit that you find, like all the crazy weapons. Like, it's like, well, this is something that people said that these people use. It would be fun. They just really wanted something fun to beat a dummy with in a warehouse. And I don't blame them.
Yeah, and it did
like
so
fun.
well, it warranted a second season. Just kidding. It went straight to DVD and Blu-ray after that, after one season. April 7th, 2009 was when it premiered, and it was released on Blu-ray and DVD for the only season, May 11th, 2010.
Now, isn't there some YouTube channel that pits, like, instead of these types of warrior battles, like superheroes and like nerd characters and
Death
things?
Battle.
There was a couple of them. Bat and the Sun did it for a while.
I feel like a lot of people on YouTube do that.
Now, Bat and the Sun did more of the live action kind of versions of it. The death battles could be anything between like animated. It's all animated styles. So I've seen a few of theirs 8-bit. I've seen a few of theirs like just your standard cartoons. I've seen a few of them seem like Capcom characters in like fighting games. It's pretty cool.
Neat.
But with the Deadliest Warrior, they were live action, and they would give you like the scientific breakdown of how they would get the most powerful thrusts from their weapons from using their body this way, and it would show you all the different techniques and like the actual body science behind it. And then there was another show that kind of built off that same thing called Fight Science, that talked about like the body's motions, and they used motion capture and everything else to show the way that people were, throwing punches, or the way they were throwing kicks, and how, one kick from a Muay Thai fighter could break a man's entire face. And, it's just crazy stuff. But I saw Deadliest Warrior on the internet today in a meme. I can't find this meme again. I've tried, but you know how Facebook works. You've seen it once.
You've seen it twice.
That's it. You've seen it once. Like, that's anything you're interested in on Facebook. You've seen it once. It's gone. But the test performed on this, I think that they walked so Forged in Fire could run.
Yes,
I remember it somewhat. But who won, the ninja or the pirate?
I don't know.
That wasn't a matchup. The pirate beat the knight, and the ninja beat the Spartan.
a pirate can't beat a knight.
No, it's stupid.
That's not going to happen.
Basically, it sounds to me just like a better way of playing paper, rock, scissors, but we've never actually adopted it.
Or just do 1v1s like with D&D rules or something.
In my house, we play Boulder Parchment Shears.
Speaking of shears, I need to run to the other room and grab a pair of scissors real quick because I got this thread on the shirt that is bugging me to absolute death. So I'll be right back.
Hey, everybody!
Oh, God.
I saw Dane left the room, so I figured it was time for Malcolm to shine. You guys don't have enough seats for me in here whenever Dane's here, so
That's
I wait
because we
till
don't
he
want you
leaves.
here.
You don't want me here? You need me here, Tiny, because you love me. I'm here.
We should put on the Discord literally like vote how we're gonna murder him.
I
so
saw the
on board with
Discord.
that.
I've got my own channel in the Discord for the what are they called? The Mega Malcolm heads, I think is what they're called. They love me. Speaking of loving me,
They love to hate you.
that's still love in my book. I love it. I'm here with the cream.
I'm excited for the cream, Malcolm.
Malcolm's here to give you the cream, everybody. And this cream's the same as last week's cream because Pick Me came out with their Halloween episode yesterday. And we were on there. And you all need to go listen to it. Did you guys like it?
Malcolm, I don't know if you're necessarily considered a part of we yet, but we're doing our best to try to just allow you to be
Dude,
here.
don't even give him that hope. Don't even give him that.
It is not my job to crush people's hopes. If we're crushing anything, we rely the boom boom pow hand guy. Tiny, get him.
I love crushing hopes and dreams. Malcolm, we're not going to buy you a chair.
Oh, it's
That's-
okay.
that's
It's
never gonna
I'll
be a
even
thing.
sit on the floor, or I'll look in the window
You're not
from
allowed on
behind
the
Dane's
floor.
chair.
You're
So
not
that's
allowed
okay.
at the window. The only place you're allowed is the bad spider room.
Actually, if you take it,
I've already got a twin mattress in the bad spider room. That's where I live now.
Good, stay in there.
Okay.
that creeps me out to no end. But if you want to consider the bad spider room, I mean, the grape sack kind of can be that sometimes. It's getting cold outside, and if they're cold, you bring
Put 'em
them
in
in.
your mouth.
You know, bring them in. So the spiders are here, and so is Malcolm. He's here with the cream, and then I absolutely accept that you're here, Malcolm.
Thank you very much. So everybody listen to Pick Me on the Halloween episode. It was real good, and we were there, and we enjoyed it a lot. And I'm going to go check and see if Dane found those scissors.
We did enjoy it a lot.
I don't even know what's going on right now. Like you said words, Marcus, and then I'm still lost. And I hope Dane found those scissors because I hope Malcolm's gone.
I did. I finally got this thing snipped
I'm
off.
still trying to wipe the cream off my face.
scissors?
Yeah, I found the scissors, Malcolm. Thank you. Man, he's so helpful. I'm glad he's here for us. Did he mention the Pick Me thing? Like
Yes.
the podcast Pick
Yeah.
Me that we were on for the Halloween episode?
He did.
He did? Okay, awesome. Yeah, everybody should really go listen to that. I'm glad he was here with the cream for that. That was really good.
It was a thing. Now, my topic is not. It's not that. That's for sure.
Oh, no. What did you just swipe? Actually, no. Do not
I
tell me.
accidentally
what you
opened
just
the
swiped on.
internet.
Please.
We're not going there.
Okay, good.
We're going to go to my notes. Now, my topic is. It's not a stolen topic. It is a tribute topic. My topic is Reddit didn't ask the greats. It's not the greatest segment in the world. This
It's
is
a
only a
wonderful
tribute.
segment.
I'm talking
It's
about me doing it. It's a
Oh,
tribute.
okay. You're tributing me?
Yeah, let me do the line. Come on.
Okay, go ahead. Do it.
It's not just a tribute.
That's
It
fine.
is a celebration of you and your topic.
Thank you so much.
You gotta believe, man.
Yeah.
I wish you were there.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, but okay. So this question was posed by Sonic the Screwdriver. Sonic D.A. Screwdriver.
The fastest screwdriver in the West.
Yeah. How strong would Ion Man be? My little brother always mispronounces superhero names, especially Iron Man. One day he pronounced it as Ion Man, and me, of course, with my nerdy brain, started thinking, how would a superhero with the powers of ionizing radiation work? And how strong would he be? Special request, describe how a fight between Ion Man and any other superhero would be like, and
Well,
who
Iron
was the
Man.
winner?
It'd have to be Iron Man, right? Iron Man versus Ion Man.
Ion Man would be able to either negatively or positively affect the energy around him. So he would be able to draw all of the energy from Tony Stark's suit, rendering him useless. So,
That would also kill him.
well, only in the earlier iterations of the movie, because later on in the movies, you know, he
Got the shards taken out.
Yeah, he
Well,
got
that's
the-
no fun. We got to find somebody more powerful for him to fight.
Yeah.
Then
That one was low hanging fruit.
Well, I mean, sorry. I
no,
understand.
that's good.
Okay,
You
what
did
about
it.
what about like Batman? Not just because Batman's the greatest superhero in all the known universes, but in that rubber suit, he is insulated from
honestly-
so many things.
I honestly think that Batman might be the one to face him because of the rubber suit, but I think that the better option to face him is Deadpool.
I would like to see
in
this.
a rubber suit, because Batman, yes, he could probably develop some kind of material to have his bat suit coated in that would be like, I'm Bruce Wayne, I've done science, so now I've got a suit that on the molecular structure of it. But Deadpool would just wear a rubber suit. It would just be,
a gimp suit.
It would be a gimp suit, like some kind of rubber gimp suit with a Deadpool mask over the front of it, and he would wear that. And the lines that he would spew from, number one, deflecting this, he would still feel it. That's the problem. Even though you're insulated, you're not completely prevented from being affected by it. But he's got his regenerative abilities, and he's Deadpool, and he would just make lots of jokes about the way his balls smelled because of the rubber suit.
Yeah,
But
that would be all it would be.
Wouldn't the radiation also give him like turbo cancer?
He already has that.
No, he's got regular cancer.
No,
no,
he's
he
got
has
turbo
turbo.
cancer.
Okay, super mega ultra
That's
turbo
what it is.
cancer.
That's how it's described.
It's like if his regenerative.
Do it, slap it.
I can't.
Yeah,
But his regenerative abilities,
this pleasures me.
I can't feel my lips, so it's
This
not.
pleasures you?
Yes,
Okay, good.
it does.
I thought it might please you, but instead.
I've never.
I said what I said.
I didn't mean for this to be the ASMR episode all over again. If this pleasures you by hearing me smack my mouth gently,
Oh, boy.
I don't
Just
even.
do it again. Just,
No,
Would Iron Man have to carry around a bunch of radiation stuff with him?
I
Like,
feel like it comes from inside of him, like he generates it with his body.
So he's not just like made of pure radiation.
what if it was like Polka Dot Man, to where he had like that?
he has to expel it from his body.
Yeah, like
Or
he can only
kill him?
he can only collect so much of it before it just collects on him to where he's like immobile, and he has to just expel the blah, 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 blah.
Well, that kind of goes back to the first season of the show Heroes. The guy that had the radiation thing. Have y'all seen that show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's been
yeah.
a while.
So like he collects all this, and then he eventually has to get it out.
Yeah.
And when he gets it out, it's like a big nuclear explosion.
Like going to
Wouldn't
Taco
that-
Bell.
Yeah,
you
wouldn't
got to get
that-
it in you.
Exactly. Wouldn't that man
Gotta get it out.
technically be Ion Man?
I think that could be a good kind of representation of him, but I don't believe that the Ion Man is going to be as much of a radiation as it is electrical charge.
It's a radiation in the
Ionized
question.
radiation.
Yeah.
Which I don't know exactly what that is. So I'm trying to define his powers, because you could make him into like a cosmic level threat, or you could just make him like you said, a villain on Heroes.
Yeah.
Well, that guy wasn't really a villain. He was
Right. He was
just
kind of a
person.
patsy. Yeah.
A patsy.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
Yeah. But it also feels like I don't know, Patsy just seems like a little like slap, like just a little
Well, that's-
smack in the face.
Well, that's kind of what it is, except that
Yeah.
smack in the face usually triggers something really bad.
Oh, no.
Also a singer.
Slap in the
Patsy
face?
Cline.
Is it- oh.
Oh.
So I also had a second question.
Yes, go on.
So, hey, Sci-Fi Reddit, particularly nerdy question. Would you rather be a Time Lord or a Green Lantern? That's posed by Parallax91.
Well, I know they'd rather be a Green Lantern. Their name is a Yellow Lantern thing.
A Time Lord.
Yeah, Doctor
Oh,
Who.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one for sure.
I can answer this in a short haiku.
It better be a fucking haiku. If it's not a real haiku, I'm gonna lose my mind.
And
This
we're
better
gonna-
be.
It's not a haiku.
No, make it a haiku.
I
then.
can't make it a
Make it
haiku.
575. Do it now.
I can't.
Make it
With
now.
blood
Slap in the
and
nuts.
rage of
Nope.
can't do it.
No,
I
try
can't.
again.
I
Try
can't.
again.
With blood and rage, they. That's not it. I have to make a
No,
full
that's
complete.
terrible.
You're
That's
making
true.
me. You're
Do
making.
it. You said haiku.
I was
want
making
a haiku.
Bless you. So, with blood and rage of Crimson Red ripped from a corpse so freshly dead. No, I would love to be a lantern, but not a Green Lantern.
The question was specifically green.
Yeah, I did say green.
What kind of willpower do we have, Tiny? Do you really look at us and think like, man, these guys are just all full of willpower? Like they're just great at controlling themselves. Like you get a bowl of chocolate in the middle of this room, 3 out of the 4 of us are going to be like, should I?
I was the one that did.
It depends on what type of chocolate.
Now the question says be a Green Lantern, so it wouldn't be like hoping to be chosen or something like
Right.
that. You've already been chosen, so
Yes.
you do have the will because the ring deemed it so. So you've got 2 hearts if you're a Dr. Whoman, or you've got the ring already as a Green Lantern. And man, Man, that's really hard, actually, because both of them need something to have their abilities. Because the Time Lord needs the TARDIS to be able to get around.
Well, I mean, I personally would choose TARDIS. Sorry,
Yeah,
Time Lord, because I have been inside of a TARDIS.
Did it kill that poor turtle?
No, but wrong spelling. TARDIS.
I got $7 in me pocket for being inside of a tortoise.
yes.
But I would choose Time Lord because instead of just my knowledge of Green Lantern only exists in the Ryan Reynolds movie. So I'm going to preface everything else with that. So
Ryan Reynolds himself is sorry right now. He says, "I'm sorry,"
and that alone forms my basis of knowledge of Green Lantern. Other than the episode where Dane spoke about the Lantern Corps, but that makes me go Time Lord because I can move through time and or space, as opposed to make a Hot Wheels track with a car.
I could just make so many more
zipping through places.
I could just make so many more of my dreams come true if I were able to travel through time than I would if I could just make it a green thing on my hand.
But you do have kind of these laws that you have to follow of time and space, to where you can't like screw with stuff too much, or you're gonna
but I can at
end
least
all of
witness it,
reality.
right?
Yeah, you can watch
Because I'm on the
You can be a
show.
watcher.
I'm on the TV show, so
Right.
I've got to
Yeah, of course.
gotta have a show.
Ooh, and you'd have to have a companion too.
Can they be a
course.
Green Lantern?
Can your companion be a Green Lantern?
Yeah, what if Doctor Who was a Green Lantern?
Oh my God!
That did not pleasure me. In case anybody was wondering.
No, that's that. I've not thought about that because, oh man,
I mean, he's going through time and space, so he could end up with one, right?
exactly. Or just if Doctor Who, just if the Doctor had knowledge of the Lantern Corps, like that would be enough for me.
Well, I
Just
would
like-
assume that he did.
Well, yeah, they're different universes, and unless they're all universes,
Unless they are.
oh my gosh,
They all exist within Stephen King's universe.
Yeah, and the Doctor did exactly, and the Doctor did move through different universes.
He's done a lot. I feel like I'm avoiding the question because I don't want to answer because I love both things so much. But my love for the Lantern Corps goes back way farther. So, and I've seen all of at least the newer Doctor Who's, not the old school ones, just because I haven't taken the time to do so yet, because I don't want to not like them, and I just want to would rather not see them and say I'm going to get to it than have watched
What
them
if
and
it's
go,
the
yeah, I didn't
best
care
part
for
of them all?
It could be. They could be super charming, like old Star Trek episodes and stuff. But I think I'm going to have to go with Lantern. I have a tattoo of the Blue Lantern Corps of my arm, so I think I would need to
That
go
would
with
make
the Green Lanterns.
being a Green Lantern kind of awkward.
no, actually, it'd make him
they work
stronger.
together. Yeah,
okay.
that's my like tribute to my best buddies, the Blue Lanterns.
okay, I
if
can
I
go
were
with
a
that.
Green Lantern, so yeah, I think I'd have to go with Green Lantern. Plus, I get to meet Superman probably. Yeah, we'd be
Sure.
friends.
You can meet him regardless of who you are.
That's
Marcus, what do you
it's a
think?
biggie for me. He's
I already said.
yeah, Time Lord for him.
Oh, so you're a Time Lord?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Tony?
Time Lord.
I thought it was pretty obvious.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a Time Lord.
you're a Time.
I want to see a dinosaur with my real eyes.
The thing that I keep fighting with myself over here is
And
whether
watch
I,
'em.
whether I want to, because I've got.
Wait, I missed it. I was
did too.
listening to him talk. What did you say?
Watch him.
The only thing that I'm kind of getting hung up on is
Gross.
whether I could fly, because the flying thing with the Green Lantern is it's there, but you could fly in the TARDIS. The idea of having constructs made from my willpower to think about these things enough to make them into reality with the power of my ring. Awesome. Being able to go back to 1981 and see Journey playing concert live during their heyday. I'm sorry, that's a big deal for me, and you are a music snob, you ass.
It's just funny. Why is that not funny? Watching you
His
go back.
dad was an audiophile.
I know.
Yeah, it's not my fault. My dad's fault.
Journey.
He's on the registry.
If your imagination is good enough as a Green Lantern. Oh, if your imagination's good enough, you can just recreate Journey playing it for you with your ring if you really wanted to.
You know what? Also, when you're a Green Lantern, you're opened up to the rest of the Lantern Corps, so that kind of gives you, that gives me an opportunity to be a Red Lantern even more. Like Guy Gardner, he's both. I choose Green Lantern.
That means you're in the universe of the Lanterns, so if you wanted to, you could probably make
You
it
could somehow, you just had,
Yeah.
a couple of
See, the
quests,
Oh,
and you'll be
okay.
there.
The thing that upsets me the most about the Lanterns, it's going to be that my favorite character in the DC universe, Shazam, hence the name, would be associated with my least favorite Lantern Corps, which is the Blue Lanterns.
Oh, why you gotta be like? Why you gotta put them at the bottom like that when they're my favorite? Why you gotta do that?
He's even wearing a Blue Lantern shirt.
Oh, I am. What timing?
That was a damn good guess.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm a really power forward on the aggression type when it comes to my fantasy arcs, except for
I'm more finesse.
Billy and Shazam, because I really like the story behind it, but I don't see any. Oh man, the Wisdom of Solomon mixed in with the Blue Lanterns, though. That would be. I retract my previous statement. Hold on, let's reverse the time.
I am
Malcolm. I'm here with the crew.
Oh no, you went too far back.
Punch your ear.
Man.
No, that already did once.
I wish Malcolm were here right now for what's about to happen. So, you know what episode number this is?
69?
No, yet. We're getting there, though, and that episode is going to be nice.
Man, that's going to be off the hook.
This is episode
And tied to the
66. It's episode 66. So, Order 66 is the Star Wars, if you're familiar. So, what I want us to do is, I want to play Who Wants to Be a Sith?
Me.
Well,
I don't want a little brother.
what?
What?
Like Big Fifth and Little Fifth?
That's negative 4 points for Austin. Damn it. Welcome to the show, Who Wants to Be a Sith? I'm Darth Scrumptious, and I'll be here making sure that all of you know just what it takes to become a Sith with me. Because there can only be two, so there can only be one winner of the three of you.
Oh, no.
Yes. Now, I'm going to ask a series of questions. They are going to be all Sith related within the Star War. So, the first person to say vroom, which we all know, according to the rooster, is the sound a lightsaber makes as you swing it. So, the first person to say vroom as I ask these questions will be able to answer first. At the end of all these questions, the person with the most points will be my number two. It's a poop joke. That's what you get here on Who Wants to Be a Sith with me, Darth Scrumptious. So, question number one, all you potential Sith. Austin, I see you're accessing the part of your brain that holds all of your Star Wars information.
I'm doing my best.
Pull the file out. You're going to need it.
It hurts me.
I'll throw a softball at first, and after that, all of the questions, the difficulties will be scramble-jambled. The first one is, who is the last known Sith to live?
Vroom.
Austin Shazam Pfeiffer,
The Emperor.
whose name is...
Palpatine.
whose Sith name is...
Darth Sidious.
That's the one.
Gosh.
1 point.
If I didn't get that one, I'm not going to get any of the other ones.
All right.
Gotta be more aggressive.
Quit. Yeah, you really do. It's a Sith thing, being aggressive.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good start.
I'm
1
scared.
point, Marcus. What is the English translation of Darth Vader?
Room,
Tiny.
father.
The first portion of Darth Vader. It is the translation of the entire
I know
word.
What Darth means? Damn
No?
it, I know what
Vroom.
it means. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold
He
on. He
gets-
didn't say there was a time limit.
I will give you 6 seconds.
Dark.
All right. That was quick. Yep. It is Dark Father. That is what Darth
And
Vader...
he was voiced by James Earl Jones.
Yes, and I was going to make that a question, but didn't.
And
Next
he was
question.
uncredited in the first movie.
What is the name of the planet where Darth Vader's castle
Vroom.
resides?
Oh, Mustafar.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a Darth. It was the volcanic world of Mustafar. Very well done.
I got one.
Our scores are now tied 1 apiece. Next question. What is the Sith name of Count Dooku? I see the agony in all 3 of your faces. I'll give you a hint. Starts with Darth.
It's not a hint.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's in here.
What's the first letter?
The first letter is D because the first word is Darth.
No, of the one that we don't know.
Not telling. If you need to phone a friend, you may.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna Google it quicker than you.
No, you can't Google.
He said phone. He said
You have to phone a friend.
If you Google, you're out. If you Google, you're out.
God, who can I
You
call?
did you already Google?
No.
I saw you typing.
I got to count.
Whoever calls and gets the answer from someone first will get this point. What is the Sith name of Count Dooku?
Oh my God.
Call Rooster.
No!
That's the one. It's gonna be 3 phone calls at once. Oh no.
Come on,
This is
7.
terrible. He's probably asleep.
No,
Almost 7.
God damn it.
This is awful. What have I done? No one likes any of you.
I can get my phone right now.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying. I'm sorry, the person.
We have no friends. We have no friends. Oh my gosh.
Second one to try.
I can't do it. I'm just gonna make a guess so I can be eliminated. Darth.
Hold on. I'm getting a phone call.
Dane, what's Count Dooku's Sith name?
Oh, just a second. Let me see. Darth Tyrannus.
Darth Tyrannus. Vroom. Darth Tyrannus. Do I
Marcus
win?
gets it. Call the friend.
I was about to say
That's
that,
cheating.
but I thought it was somebody.
Hey, I'm a Sith. What are you gonna do about it? You can't do Sith about it.
It's great joke. Another point, House Marcus.
Now I'm gonna have to kill him.
Very Sithy thing to do.
Yeah. You always kill your betters. That was
Next
in quotes.
question.
for admitting it.
In Emperor Palpatine's speech to Anakin, what Sith Lord had the ability to create
Vroom.
life? Marcus.
Darth Plagueis.
What is Darth Plagueis' complete title?
I don't know.
That's for bonus points, because it is Darth Plagueis.
The Maleficent. I don't.
They are part of Disney now.
Darth Plagueis, Angelina Jolie.
The Dark
The
Father.
Darth Lord of the Sith.
The Wise.
The Wise.
Darth Plagueis the
Oh,
Wise.
that's-
But you
I
do
knew
get full
that.
points. You do
I
get
knew
full
that,
credit.
though. I
because
knew
you
that.
don't have to have the
Gandalf.
Wise. Okay,
It's just the pressure.
next question. Who created the Rule of Two within the Sith Order?
Vroom.
Marcus.
Darth Bane?
The correct answer! Established by Sith Lord Darth Bane in order for the Sith to operate in secret and eventually get revenge on the Jedi Order following their near annihilation in the Jedi-Sith War.
I'm feeling so much excitement for Marcus right now, just because
Feel the dark side flowing through me.
that could just be dominoes.
I just feel so much anxiety because he keeps rooming before I can. And I'm like, I know these.
Quick little lightsaber. Next question.
Mine goes pink.
Next question. What Jedi Master's death was the tipping point for Anakin's turn to the dark side?
Vroom.
Both of you say it at the same time.
Mace Windu.
Is that what you were going to say?
No.
Oh, the correct answer is Mace Windu. He bows. He gives himself up to the dark side.
I heard it and went, yeah,
Yeah, that one's right. What were you going to say? What were you thinking?
it doesn't matter now. I was wrong.
It doesn't matter.
Thank
Okay.
you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes,
I've mentioned
exactly.
you again this episode.
There are 2 more questions. Pretty sure point-wise it's impossible for you to catch up to Marcus, but we're going to do it anyway for funsies. What race is Darth Maul?
Oh my God. I just
Vroom.
heard this yesterday.
Ray Park.
That is not it.
Half a point for Ray Park, the actor who plays Darth Maul, who was originally just the stunt double.
Vroom?
Marcus.
Is it called Zabrak or something like that?
Yes.
Zabrak.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Yeah, I think you're right. Zabrak.
How do I know all this Star Wars lore? I thought Rooster was the expert.
Yeah.
Rooster's going to think that was just a pocket dial. I feel like a bad friend now. If he ever gets to hear this, I hope he knows that I still love him.
No, because that's because the answer I had was different from that, and then I was like, wait, but Zabrak does sound right.
Yeah.
So then I looked it up, and no, my answer is correct. Think of the homeworld of Darth Maul, the world he resides on. The
don't know that
Night
one.
Sisters are also on this planet.
I don't know that one either.
Well, he was a Mandalorian.
No,
At one point-
Mandalorians are a are a people. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
or like of
At
Mandalore.
one point, he was the king of Mandalore in
Right,
in
but that I
Legends.
don't think it makes you a Mandalorian.
No, it doesn't.
And
doesn't
wasn't
help
it
us.
wasn't Legends. It was actually the Clone Wars, the animated
is it?
series. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's really good too. Dothamirian, because Dothamir is the planet he was on, and according to Wikipedia, which is a really good source for Star Wars information, the famous Sith Lord Darth Maul was believed to be a full-blooded Zabrak, though he was in fact a Dothamirian with a full-blooded human mother. I did not know that last part of that, but that's fine because I'm already Darth Scrumptious. And the last question, even though we know the winner, who commanded the first Death Star?
Who command?
Vroom, Tarkus.
That's not a name in the Star Wars universe.
Was it
As far
Admiral
as
Tarkus?
as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure that's an actual name in the Star Wars universe. You're on the right track, though.
Vroom.
Go, Marcus.
Tarkin?
Tarkin. Grand Moff Tarkin
Grand
is
Moff
the
Tarkin.
correct answer. Marcus, our clear winner
so close.
for becoming a member of the Sith. Welcome. You are now my number 2.
Thank you, my master.
So now you must try to kill me for the rest of your days.
Oh, don't worry. I just can't believe I won. I was just glad to be here.
Who do you
I
want to
gave
thank?
it my all. I want to thank my master, Darth Scrumptious.
Thank you very
What's your
much.
Darth name now?
Darth Electric Man.
Darth Lascivious.
Oh, it's good.
I like that. Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Tiny delivered his food not too long ago.
What?
That's ludicrous.
Oh, sorry.
This episode
ludicrous.
has been ludicrous. Thank you for joining us, whether you're on Spotify or iTunes or Podcatcher or Good Pods or blah, 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 blah. There's so many. However you're listening to us, thank you for doing that. Go over to iTunes if you get the chance. Give us a 5-star rating just so it really lets people know how much that they like Marcus being a new member of the Sith. Darth, what'd you say it was?
Lascivious.
Lascivious. Dang. That sounds so good. It's almost better than Darth Scrumptious. Almost. So yeah, go give us a 5-star rating if you could. Put a little description of how the show goes to you and how much you like us. I think it'll be good for people looking up the show.
I need to look up the word lascivious.
While Marcus is busy looking up the word lascivious, you could probably get on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter at Nerd Grapevine and find us, along with maybe getting on the Patreon and donating a little bit of money. And that's going to be at Best Friends Tiny Ink . And you'll give a little bit, you'll get a little bit. That's kind of the way it goes. And I'm not going to tell you what, besides the holographic sticker. If you give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my love to you. And my love, I mean just my affection and my general well-being. And then Discord is the next thing. And Tiny never introduces Discord. Discord's next. Tiny.
Where's my
Actually,
setup?
before Discord, because I was actually going to ruin it for you this time. If you look in the description of our episode, we will have a link to our Teespring. We have a new Teespring store with shirts and hoodies and stickers and water bottles and stuff like that. And our logo looks really good on those things. It's really cool. I tried to price it like reasonable because I don't want to gouge like all of our friends for money to wear our logo on their things. But yeah, if you go on there, we get some profits to that, and we will put it directly into the podcast for eventually better mics and all kinds of stuff like that. So go visit our Teespring. which is in the description of the show.
And it is a dream of mine to be walking down the street or someplace where people walk and see somebody with one of our T-shirts on, and them not know who I am. Like, it would be fantastic to see just a person and just talk to you.
Yeah, one of them has all our names on it.
Yes.
Give me a setup.
I'm not doing
I was actually going to do it this time. I was going to surprise you.
But whatever you do, don't approach that person too quickly, because you have to social distance unless you know that you're going to be actually, safe about the way you're approaching somebody. But if you're going to, just say, hey, I'm going to come close to you so you don't cause anybody a little bit of...
Discord. See? I was good. See, I had to pull it out of you, and now it doesn't feel as good.
Whoa!
Okay.
Hold on a second.
That came out not as intended. Write that down. We're going to have to remember that.
We have 2 minutes. Go.
Okay. Find us on Discord. There's a link in the description.
Malcolm's got his own channel now. You can go say how much you love Malcolm in his very own channel. Be a Mega Malcolm head.
Lascivious, feeling or revealing an overt or often offensive sexual desire.
Oh, baby.
My God.
Yes. Get that lightsaber away from me.
What shape is it?
When life gives you grapes, Tiny.
Ingest them.
Oh, Tiny.
Surely you just...
Cut them with a
Surely you
lightsaber.
just...
Pull them in and out of your friends.
Benoit grapes.
Oh, no. I want mine inside me.
Go Braves.
Gross.
Oh.